What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Idle Income channel, the channel where I share my monthly blogging income reports. In this video, I'll be sharing my March 2023 income report from my blogs, along with updates on all 5 websites. And I'm also excited to announce that it's now 5 because I added a new website to my portfolio. Let's get into it. All right, so site number 1 is pretty much brand new. I started it in the beginning of February, and it currently only has 13 posts. I'm happy to report that in March the site received 472 page views in comparison to 331. And as you can see from the analytics dashboard, the page views are increasing steadily, and I credit this growth to the strategy of repurposing the content on different platforms such as Reddit, Quora, Pinterest, Flipboard, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm optimistic about the potential of this site and will continue to work on building up content and increasing traffic. I will try and get this site on a Zoic within 2 to 3 months if the traffic continues to grow at this level. So let's move on to the next site. So here's site number 2, which I started in the middle of March 2023, and it has no stats yet, but I started site number 2 because I saw how effective the workflow was for site number 1 and wanted to replicate it in a different niche. While site number 2 is still in its early stages and has no stats yet, I'm confident that it will perform well because I'm using the exact same framework that I used for site number 1. That means repurposing the content and turning it into a Reddit post, Quora answer, YouTube video, Pinterest pins, and all that fun stuff. So that's pretty much it. There's not much information on this site, but hopefully there will be soon. All right, so site number 3 is a website that I recently started monetizing with a Zoic. I started this site back in December 2022. In March, the site received 70 visits and 174 page views. While these numbers may seem modest, I'm encouraged by the fact that the site has only been monetized for a short period of time. The site has an EPMV of $6.86, and the site earned 48 cents in March. While this might not seem like much, I'm optimistic about the potential for growth. The site currently has 62 posts, all of which have been published within the last 3 months or so. I expect the site to start growing over the next couple of months as I continue to build up content and optimize for SEO. I'm also going to start refurbishing the content into other platforms just like the other sites, so we should see some growth from that as well. So here's site number 4, which is one of my original 2 sites, which I started back in June 2022. The site currently has 363 posts, but unfortunately it was hit along with my other original site, which will be site number 5 in this income report. As you can see from the analytic chart, the traffic for site number 4 has gone up and down with a slight recovery. In March, the site earned $13.36 with an EPMV of $7.33 and had 1,823 visits. While the site has been through a rough patch, I'm currently working on building clusters around keywords I'm ranking for and optimizing the site for SEO. This is something that I failed to do the first time around, as I mentioned in the last video, but I'm optimistic about the potential for growth. So that's it for site number 4. Let's move on to site number 5. All right, so last but not least, we have site number 5. This was my original site, which started at the end of 2020. And as you can see from the analytics, it had over 3 million impressions and 115,000 clicks all time. While the site performed very well in the beginning, it has since dropped to about 1,300 impressions a day compared to the 15,000 range. So in March, the site earned $22.06 with an EPMV of $7.48 and had 2,949 visits. And while these numbers may seem low, I'm optimistic about the potential growth based on what I'm going to do. I'm currently in the process of doing the same thing that I plan on doing for site number 4, which is optimizing the site for SEO and building clusters around keywords that are already ranking. I've almost completed my keyword research and will start publishing more posts soon. And that's a wrap for the March 2023 income report for my blogging websites. To summarize, the total income for March 2023 was $35.90 with an EPMV of $7.41. The total traffic across all sites was 4,842 visits. Although I haven't had the best luck with some of the websites, I'm confident that with the right strategies in place, each site has the potential for growth and continued success. Thank you for tuning in to this month's income report. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the Idle Income community and stay tuned for more updates.